Top 15 jewel tone stones taking over America in 2025. Across America, something unexpected is happening. Jewelry counters, fashion studios, and luxury designers are abandoning neutrals and embracing a new visual era. One built on saturated jewel tones so bold they're reshaping the country's entire aesthetic for 2026. Designers call it the jewel tone shift. Collectors call it the return of color power. And today we're counting down the top 15 jewel tone stones taking over America in 2026. From neon blues and rainforest greens to molten golds and electric pinks. These aren't just trending colors, they're redefining luxury, influencing fashion, interiors, and the way Americans express identity. Before we begin, one question for you. Which color will dominate 2026, pink, green, or blue? Type your prediction below, and let's see if you're right by the end. The countdown starts now. Ranked 15th, pink sapphire, the hot pink wave, reshaping America in 2026. In 2026, something unexpected is happening across the United States. Jewelry counters that once showcased classic blues, reds, and golds are suddenly glowing with a color so bright it stops shoppers mid-step. People take photos, lean closer, and ask the same question. Where did this come from? This isn't a seasonal fad, it's hot pink sapphire, a neon-charged jewel tone rising so fast that fashion, jewelry, and interior design are all pivoting to follow its lead. What makes the 2026 shift remarkable isn't just the intensity of the color, it's the cultural engine behind it. Fashion houses in New York and Los Angeles are weaving hot pink sapphire accents into couture designs. High-end jewelers are releasing limited editions inspired by neon jewel tone minimalism. Even interior designers, once hesitant to touch strong pigment, are experimenting with jewel tone pink in artistic lighting, vanity decor, and sculptural modern pieces. What was once a collector's stone has evolved into a national aesthetic statement. Beyond fashion, pink sapphire carries a visual language that deeply resonates with audiences over 30. Its tone communicates confidence, individuality, and a kind of emotional clarity that mirrors the values of 2026. Jewel tone culture isn't just about color anymore, it's about identity. And viewers of this video are part of that cultural pivot. Does this hot pink intensity define America's new color era? Comment yes or no. Your vote will influence the final ranking. The versatility of pink sapphire is another reason for its rise. Its color range stretches from deep raspberry to electrifying fuchsia, allowing designers to pair it with yellow gold, platinum, titanium, and even ceramic. With a Mohs hardness of 9, it stands just behind diamond in durability, making it suitable for everything from celebrity engagement rings to minimalist daily wear collections dominating the 2026 marketplace. But perhaps the strongest driver of the trend is scarcity. High saturation pink sapphires are rare, and clean neon stones are rarer still. With demand growing across American boutiques and luxury online retailers, supply is tightening. And whenever scarcity meets rising popularity, a full-scale trend accelerates. Before moving on to rank number 14, here's a question to spark discussion and set the tone for what's ahead. If jewel tone colors are truly taking over America in 2026, which shade deserves the spotlight? Hot pink, lagoon green, or electric blue? If this shade feels like the one defining America's new color era, drop A or a comment with pink to lock in your vote. Next, the spotlight shifts from neon heat to a cooler, more balanced shade shaping America's renewed love for green. Ranked 14th, emerald, the Colombian medium tone, defining America's return to classic jewel tones in 2026. Among all jewel tone colors rising across America in 2026, few carry the weight of history, prestige, and cultural symbolism like emerald. But not just any emerald. The tone reshaping U.S. design trends this year is the Colombian medium tone, a balanced, luminous green that avoids the overly dark appearance of older stones while delivering a glow that feels unmistakably modern. What makes this emerald tone stand out is its clarity to color harmony. Instead of the dense forest green seen in vintage rings, the medium-tone Colombian emerald presents a fresher aesthetic, lighter, more vibrant, and perfectly aligned with America's growing passion for jewel-tone interiors and luxury minimalism. Jewelers from Miami to San Francisco are calling this tone the new standard, placing it at the center of collections that mix legacy craftsmanship with 2026 color-forward attitude. Designers favor it for one key reason: it communicates sophistication without heaviness. Whether paired with yellow gold or modern white metals, the stone radiates an energy that feels elegant but not overpowering. This is why emeralds are appearing in new American bridal trends, art-inspired earrings, and understated pendant pieces favored by audiences over 35. As jewel tones take over America, green emerges as a symbol of renewal, timeless, steady, and unmistakably luxurious. Yet beneath its serene appearance lies a deeper narrative. Colombian emerald mines known for medium-tone material, Muzo, Chivor, Cosquez, are experiencing renewed attention. Collectors appreciate their balanced saturation, but consumers are drawn to something else: the glow. When light travels through a Colombian medium-tone emerald, the result is a gentle luminescence that feels alive on camera, making it ideal for social media, short-form content, and high-resolution jewelry photography dominating 2026 trends. This surge raises a question that sparks debate across fashion circles and the jewelry community. Has emerald finally reclaimed its position as the ultimate jewel tone color, or is blue still America's favorite? Drop a comment below, green or blue, which one rules 2026? The rise of the medium tone emerald also ties into a larger shift. Americans are choosing gemstones not just for rarity or price, but for emotional color presence. Jewel tones speak louder than neutrals, and among them, emerald carries a narrative of rebirth and stability. In a year where bold color is returning to every corner of American design, from couture to home decor, this emerald tone stands as a symbol of elevated simplicity. Before moving on, tap like if jewel tone green deserves its comeback in 2026. And now, the countdown continues toward even brighter, more electrifying stones reshaping America's color identity. Ranked 13th, Aquamarine, the Santa Maria tone, reviving America's love for cool jewel tones in 2026. As America embraces a full spectrum of jewel tones in 2026, one color is quietly resurfacing: a cool, crystalline blue reminiscent of deep tropical waters. This is Aquamarine in the Santa Maria tone, a shade once associated with vintage elegance, but now returning as a defining symbol of modern calmness and sculptural simplicity. Unlike lighter aquamarines found in mainstream jewelry, the Santa Maria variety delivers a richer saturation, deeper than sky blue, softer than sapphire, and unmistakably jewel tone. Designers describe it as the blue that breathes, a color capable of bringing clarity and serenity into the bold jewel tone landscape overtaking America's visual culture this year. What drives its resurgence is a surprising shift in taste across U.S. consumers over 30. As bright neon jewel tones dominate TikTok and fashion runways, a contrasting desire for cool, meditative color has emerged. The Santa Maria Aquamarine fits this perfectly, vibrant enough to stand beside 2026's bold palette, yet gentle enough to feel timeless. Jewelry houses in New York and Chicago are rebuilding entire collections around this tone, using it in clean, geometric designs favored in modern luxury. Another key factor behind its rise is the illusion of depth created by the stone's clarity. High-quality Santa Maria aquamarines often possess exceptional transparency, allowing light to travel through the gem like water flowing through glass. Under studio lighting, the stone radiates a tranquil glow that captivates viewers, an effect that translates powerfully in 4K video, making it ideal for documentary-style content and social media aesthetics dominating 2026. But beneath its beauty lies a scarcity story that raises curiosity and discussion. True Santa Maria material, originally from Brazil, has always been limited. As collectors rediscover this tone and American demand grows, questions about future supply are sparking debates in gem communities. Will Santa Maria Blue become the next Paraiba-level phenomenon, or remain a quiet luxury reserved for collectors? Share an opinion below. Is this the next big blue, yes or no? Its symbolic meaning also aligns with the cultural atmosphere of 2026. Jewel tones this year aren't just about color. They represent clarity, confidence, and emotional presence. The Santa Maria Aquamarine reflects these values perfectly, offering a jewel tone blue that feels both powerful and soothing. Think calming jewel tones deserve a place beside neon? Comment calm blue to push this tone upward in the ranking. Leaving the serenity of Santa Maria blue, we step into a gemstone where light doesn't just shine, it explodes into color. Ranked 12th, Sphene, the golden green fire taking over America's jewel tone scene in 2026. Under a single beam of white light, most gemstones reflect a shimmer or a soft glow. But Sphene does something entirely different. It splits light apart with such intensity that the gem erupts into flashes of red, yellow, and green, almost like a microscopic prism caught mid-explosion. This rare optical surge is the reason Sphene is suddenly appearing everywhere in America's 2026 jewel tone obsession, not as a color trend, but as a light phenomenon people cannot stop watching. Unlike traditional green gemstone choices, emerald, Tsavorite, peridot, Sphene offers an optical phenomenon that sets it apart. Dispersion stronger than diamond. When light meets its crystal structure, it splits into vivid spectral flashes, yellows, reds, greens, and even subtle blues, creating an effect that feels almost unreal. Under natural daylight or studio lighting, Sphene appears to glow from its core, making it one of the most visually striking jewel tone stones currently rising across the United States. Its sudden popularity is driven by a shift in consumer taste. American buyers in 2026 are no longer satisfied with simple color. They want movement, light play, and a story that feels alive. Sphene delivers all three. Designers are incorporating it into limited-run collections, pairing its golden green hue with blackened metals, sculptural gold settings, and even futurist-inspired jewelry lines. The result is a jewel tone aesthetic that feels both ancient and ultra-modern, a fusion that aligns perfectly with this year's color-forward trends. What makes Sphene especially captivating is its unpredictability. Each stone carries its own visual rhythm. Some pulse with warm amber tones, others burst with neon green or sunset-like flashes. This individuality has sparked a wave of interest among U.S. collectors, who increasingly view Sphene not just as a gemstone, but as a miniature prism that captures the drama of jewel tone fire better than almost anything else on the market today. But its rise comes with a twist. Sphene is soft relative to other gemstone favorites, ranking 5.5 to 6.5 on the Mohs scale. This limitation means designers must create protective settings, and collectors often treat the gem as a statement piece rather than daily wear. And this is where the debate begins. Does beauty outweigh durability when a gem's fire beats diamond? Share a thought below. Should Sphene's place in 2026 be higher on the jewel tone list? Despite its fragility, demand is growing fast. U.S. buyers see Sphene as a visual experience rather than a traditional gemstone, something that commands attention instantly, especially in the bold jewel tone landscape redefining American luxury this year. Its golden green hue aligns perfectly with 2026's move toward expressive color, making it a standout in a trend dominated by saturated blues, pinks, and neon tones. If fire and dispersion should count as a jewel tone characteristic, comment Team Fire. Let's see how many agree. From living fire to living transformation, the next stone is one that changes identity the moment the light changes direction. Ranked 11th, Alexandrite, the jewel tone chameleon captivating America in 2026. There are gemstones that display color, and then there are stones that seem to contain two different worlds inside a single crystal. Alexandrite belongs to the second category. Under daylight, it appears cool and composed, shades of green and teal shimmering like morning light. But shift it beneath warm illumination, and the entire stone transforms into deep wine red, as if night has suddenly taken over. This instantaneous reality shift is the reason Alexandrite is becoming one of America's most talked about jewel tone stones in 2026. Its appeal begins with the phenomenon that defines it: dramatic color change. Under daylight, Alexandrite reveals a cool jewel tone green, sometimes leaning toward teal, sometimes more forested. But under warm indoor light, the transformation unfolds. The stone shifts into a raspberry red, burgundy wine, or even plum purple glow. This natural transition feels almost theatrical, giving Alexandrite a mystique unmatched by any other gemstone in the jewel tone spectrum. What makes 2026 the year of its resurgence is a cultural shift in how Americans interpret luxury. The new generation of buyers, especially those over 30, are gravitating toward pieces that feel personal, expressive, and emotionally complex. A gemstone that changes color based on its environment embodies that idea perfectly. Jewelry houses from New York to Seattle are launching dual tone and two lives collections built around Alexandrite's transformative character. Even bridal designers are embracing it for symbolic reasons. A marriage of two colors, two moods, two selves. Its rarity adds another layer to its rising popularity. Fine natural Alexandrite has always been scarce, with clean, strong changing stones from Russia, Brazil, and Sri Lanka becoming harder to source. As jewel tones dominate America's fashion, art, and interior design this year, scarcity amplifies desirability. Collectors now view Alexandrite as the jewel tone that refuses to be predictable, a gemstone that mirrors the evolving aesthetic of 2026. The visual effect of its color shift also makes it a perfect star for modern media. In slow-motion shots, macro close-ups, and cinematic lighting used across YouTube, TikTok, and advertising campaigns, Alexandrite offers something no other jewel tone gem can deliver: a living transformation on camera. This dynamic presence is driving its viral appeal in both digital storytelling and high-end jewelry marketing. But with rising interest comes a debate worth igniting. If a jewel tone stone carries two colors, does it deserve two spots on the ranking? Share an answer below. Should Alexandrite rise higher in the 2026 jewel tone takeover? Its position at number 11 reflects a balance of rarity, visual magic, and trend momentum. While it may not dominate the mainstream market like Sapphire or Tourmaline, Alexandrite captures the spirit of 2026 perfectly: bold, expressive, and ever-changing. If a gemstone capable of shifting its identity deserves recognition, tap like to support its climb. Up ahead is a jewel tone classic returning with more saturation, clarity, and fire than America has seen in decades. Ranked 10th, Amethyst, the Siberian tone reviving deep jewel purple. Across America in 2026, for centuries, deep violet has been the color of rulers, mystics, and artists. Yet in 2026, that same regal shade is rising again across America, not as nostalgia, but as rebellion. The Siberian tone amethyst, with its velvety purple core and flashes of red fire, has returned as the jewel tone that bridges ancient luxury with modern cultural confidence. Its color doesn't whisper royalty, it commands attention. The Siberian tone, celebrated for its rich saturation and subtle flashes of red and blue, stands apart from the pale lavender stones commonly seen in commercial jewelry. This deeper hue carries a cinematic intensity that feels perfectly aligned with the jewel tone movement sweeping across American fashion, interior decor, and luxury markets. It is a purple that doesn't whisper, it resonates. Designers describe the Siberian tone as a color of quiet authority. It's bold without being loud, expressive without being overwhelming. This balance is why major U.S. brands are reintroducing dark purple palettes in 2026. Accent walls, sculptural lighting, velvet accessories, and bold seasonal collections. At the center of this trend sits the Siberian amethyst, offering a gemstone translation of the color Americans are embracing again. What's accelerating this revival is a shift in generational taste. Consumers over 30 are gravitating toward jewel tones that feel grounded yet striking, colors that elevate everyday style while carrying emotional depth. Siberian amethyst meets that desire flawlessly. Its tone captures nostalgia, introspection, and luxury all at once, making it a favorite for statement rings, modern pendants, and artistic earrings. Light interacts with the stone in a unique way. When illuminated, the Siberian amethyst reveals inner flashes, tiny bursts of red and violet that give the gem a quiet fire. This makes it exceptionally photogenic and highly effective in 4K macro footage, which explains why the stone is now appearing across digital campaigns, social media reels, and documentary-style jewelry showcases. The more jewel tone culture spreads online, the more this deep purple gains traction. Yet its rise also prompts a compelling question within the gem community. Does deep purple deserve a place beside the blues and greens dominating America's jewel tone palette? Share an answer below. Should Siberian Amethyst break into the top 5? Or does its elegance belong right here at number 10? Its growing momentum also brings renewed attention to sourcing. Fine Siberian tone amethysts, once primarily associated with Russian deposits, are now found in select Brazilian and African mines. But high saturation and clarity in this tone remain rare, making well-cut stones increasingly valuable as jewel tone trends intensify. If deep purple deserves a full comeback in 2026, tap like to support this rising movement. Ahead lies a gemstone whose golden radiance and historic prestige are shaping one of the most luxurious color trends in America today. Ranked 9th, Imperial Topaz, the golden sherry glow, shaping America's luxury color palette in 2026. As jewel tone aesthetics surge across America in 2026, one color rises with a warmth unlike any other. Golden sherry. Elegant, luminous, and unmistakably regal, the hue belongs to Imperial Topaz, a gemstone long associated with aristocracy and high craftsmanship. Today, it returns to the spotlight as designers and collectors rediscover the emotional power of warm-tone luxury. Imperial Topaz stands apart from typical yellows and citrons. Its color blends golden amber with subtle peach undertones, creating a jewel-tone glow reminiscent of sunset light passing through crystal. This complexity, neither too bright nor too soft, captures the very essence of 2026's shift toward expressive yet refined color. From high-fashion houses to boutique jewelers, the golden sherry tone is becoming a signature of modern sophistication. What fuels its resurgence is a broader movement toward warm jewel tones in American design. While blues and greens dominate the mainstream, a growing segment of consumers over 35 is gravitating toward colors that feel comforting, nostalgic, and quietly luxurious. Golden sherry fits that desire perfectly. It evokes warmth without heaviness, making it a favorite for rings, sculptural earrings, and minimalist pendants in the 2026 jewelry market. Its brilliance also plays a major role. Imperial Topaz possesses a natural internal radiance, almost a flame-like glow, that intensifies under directional lighting. In cinematic footage, macro close-ups, and product reels, the gem delivers a visual warmth that stands out instantly. As jewel tone culture continues to grow on platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, this glowing amber gold is becoming one of the most recognizable color signatures of the year. But its rise in popularity opens a new conversation among collectors. Does warm-toned luxury deserve the same spotlight as the cool jewel tones dominating America's 2026 trends? Comment below, Team Warm or Team Cool? Your vote will shape how the jewel tone landscape is interpreted in upcoming rankings. Imperial Topaz also carries a rarity story that adds momentum to its climb. Fine golden sherry stones, especially those with high clarity and strong saturation, are becoming harder to source from traditional Brazilian deposits. As demand increases across U.S. boutiques and digital marketplaces, buyers are discovering that the best stones hold both visual charm and long-term collectible appeal. This blend of warmth, scarcity, and jewel tone saturation makes Imperial Topaz one of the most compelling color movements of the year. Before moving to the next gemstone, tap like if warm jewel tones deserve a stronger comeback in 2026. From golden warmth, we dive back into cool waters, this time, a gradient green that moves like tide and depth combine. Ranked 8th, Lagoon Green Tourmaline, the water-tone jewel transforming America's color trends in 2026. Amid the jewel tone revolution sweeping across America in 2026, one shade stands out for its refreshing balance between tranquility and vibrancy. Not quite blue, not fully green, but a captivating fusion of both. Lagoon green tourmaline, a gemstone whose color echoes the stillness of tropical lagoons and the clarity of coastal waters. This hybrid tone has quickly become a centerpiece in the nation's evolving design and jewelry landscape. What makes Lagoon green so influential this year is its emotional duality. The color carries the calming effect of blue while retaining the energy and life of green. In a market where consumers seek color that feels both expressive and grounding, this tone strikes the perfect equilibrium. High-end designers from Miami to Los Angeles describe it as the new Serenity jewel tone, ideal for modern luxury pieces that reflect the calmer, mindful lifestyle trends of 2026. In jewelry boutiques across the U.S., Lagoon green tourmaline is emerging as the go-to stone for those wanting a sophisticated yet unconventional choice. Its underwater glow pairs seamlessly with minimalist settings, sculptural gold pieces, and contemporary platinum designs. The color reads clean, modern, and effortlessly elegant, qualities that align closely with the 2026 shift towards sleek, color-driven personal style. Under natural daylight, its tone reveals a delicate gradient, blue at the edges, green at the core. Under studio light, the gemstone adopts a more saturated presence, producing footage that feels cinematic and alive. This versatility has turned Lagoon green tourmaline into a favorite for digital creators, product filmmakers, and jewelry brands focused on visual storytelling. Every tilt of the stone introduces a new shade, making it ideal for the macro close-ups popular on YouTube and TikTok. But its rise also invites a debate within the jewelry community. Does the future of jewel tone color belong to hybrid shades like Lagoon green, or will pure colors dominate the 2026 palette? Share a take below, hybrid or pure. The comment section will reveal which direction America leans toward. Rarity adds fuel to the trend. High-quality lagoon-colored tourmalines, especially those leaning toward the indigo light spectrum, are increasingly sought after. Sources in Mozambique and Brazil produce the finest tones, but supply remains inconsistent, creating a sense of exclusivity that amplifies the stone's desirability. As jewel tone culture expands, the appeal of unique, water-inspired colors continues to grow. If this ocean-to-green gradient deserves more love, comment Lagoon. Leaving the calm lagoon, the next stone hits with the voltage of a blue so bright it feels electric. Ranked 7th, Blue Zircon, the electric jewel tone. Lighting up America's 2026 color movement. The first time blue zircon hits light, it doesn't sparkle, it detonates. Electric flashes, diamond-level fire, and a neon blue saturation burst outward in a way no viewer expects. That optical shock is why blue zircon is becoming one of the most irresistible jewel tones in America's 2026 design language. Blue zircon has always held a unique place in gemology. Not a synthetic trend, not a recent discovery, this gemstone is ancient, often millions or even billions of years old. Yet in 2026, it feels astonishingly contemporary. The resurgence comes from consumers craving jewel tones that feel vivid, luminous, and alive. In this landscape, blue zircon's natural brilliance stands unrivaled. With dispersion nearing that of diamond, the stone flashes with bursts of white fire that create a hypnotic glow under both daylight and studio lighting. This visual dynamism is why designers are turning to blue zircon for statement pieces. Its saturated Cambodian blue pairs seamlessly with modern architectural settings, sleek platinum rings, geometric gold pendants, and sculptural earrings that reflect the stripped-down luxury trends guiding America's fashion houses this year. The stone's chromatic intensity also appeals to the rising audience seeking bold minimalism, pieces with clean shapes but powerful color. On camera, blue zircon becomes even more compelling. When filmed in slow-motion macro or illuminated with diffuse light, the gem's internal flashes intensify, creating the illusion of energy pulsing inside the stone. This makes it one of the most clickable and visually magnetic jewel-tone gems on digital platforms. Jewelry brands, luxury influencers, and content creators have embraced its electric presence, using it to anchor their 2026 color-driven campaigns. But as its popularity grows, an important discussion emerges. Should brilliance define a jewel tone's ranking, or should color alone decide? Share an opinion below. Team brilliance or team color? The debate is reshaping how Americans interpret the new jewel tone era. Blue zircon also carries a compelling rarity narrative. Fine stones from Cambodia with high clarity and strong saturation are becoming increasingly sought after, with supply tightening as global collectors compete for top-grade material. This scarcity, combined with rising demand in the U.S. luxury market, positions blue zircon as not only a visual phenomenon, but a gemstone with growing collectible value. If electrifying brilliance deserves a place in America's 2026 jewel tone movement, tap like to support the rise of this extraordinary stone. Ahead lies a gemstone whose vibrant orange glow is rewriting the rules of warm-toned luxury across the country. Ranked 6th, Mandarin spessartite garnet, the vivid orange flame redefining America's jewel tone palette in 2026. If color had temperature, Mandarin spessartite would register as a flash of citrus heat, bright, sharp, and impossible to ignore. Its vivid orange erupts like sunlight hitting the rind of a freshly cut fruit, a burst so intense that American designers are calling it the boldest warm jewel tone of 2026. Mandarin spessartite is unlike any other orange gemstone. Its saturation is so intense that the gem seems lit from within, carrying a glow that designers often describe as flame in crystal form. This is not the soft apricot of past decades, nor the subdued tones used in autumn jewelry. Instead, Mandarin spessartite delivers a neon-like orange with hints of golden light, an energy that stands out instantly in both physical and digital spaces. Its rise this year is fueled by a major shift in American taste. As jewel tones sweep across fashion and home decor, warm hues are experiencing a renaissance. The country is gravitating toward colors that feel vibrant and alive, and Mandarin spessartite answers that desire with irresistible intensity. Jewelry houses in New York, Austin, and Los Angeles are spotlighting it in their 2026 collections, often contrasting its fiery hue with modern design elements. Matte gold finishes, angular silhouettes, and minimalistic settings that let the color speak for itself. Under direct lighting, Mandarin spessartite erupts with golden sparks. Under soft lighting, it deepens into a rich, amber-orange glow. This dynamic nature makes it a visual powerhouse for digital creators, product videographers, and luxury influencers. Macro footage captures every flicker of fire, making it one of the most viewed and reshared jewel-tone gemstones across social platforms this year. Yet its rapid rise also sparks a debate within the gem community. Should orange become a defining color of the 2026 jewel tone movement, or does it remain a niche luxury? Drop a comment, yes for orange, no for blue-green, and see where the community stands. Rarity amplifies its appeal. Fine Mandarin spessartite from Nigeria and Namibia, with vivid saturation and high clarity, is increasingly difficult to source. This scarcity pairs with the gemstone's bold personality, turning it into one of the most coveted warm-tone gems of the year. Collectors appreciate the combination of strength, durability, and glowing saturation, qualities that place Mandarin spessartite in a category of its own. If bold, fiery jewel tones deserve a stronger presence in America's 2026 color revolution, tap like to support the rise of orange. With the orange flame behind us, the countdown moves into a magenta shade, pulsing like city lights after dark. Ranked 5th, Rubellite Tourmaline, the magenta jewel tone powering America's boldest color shift in 2026. Across neon-lit cities, magenta is the color that pulses through reflections in glass and metal. Rubellite Tourmaline captures that same urban heartbeat, deep, electric, and emotionally charged. In 2026, its cinematic magenta tone is redefining how America interprets warm jewel tones. Unlike classic ruby reds or pink sapphires, Rubellite sits at the intersection of passion and modernity. Its vivid magenta tone carries hints of raspberry, neon pink, and wine-like depth, creating a chromatic complexity that appeals strongly to American consumers over 30. This is a color that refuses to blend in. a jewel tone designed for those seeking individuality in an era of expressive luxury. In 2026, Rubellite is being embraced by designers pushing the boundaries of warm jewel tone fashion. High-end jewelers in New York and Dallas are using it to anchor contemporary collections built around themes of strength, identity, and creative rebellion. The stone's saturated hue pairs beautifully with yellow gold, rose gold, and even blackened metals, creating a modern aesthetic that contrasts dramatically with traditional red gemstones. Its visual intensity makes Rubellite particularly magnetic on camera. In macro videography, the gem reveals glowing ribbons of color that shift as the light moves across its surface. Under warmer lighting, it deepens into a seductive baritone. Under cooler lighting, it becomes electric. This adaptability has made Rubellite one of the most reshared jewel tone gems across social media in early 2026, attracting audiences who crave color that feels alive, dynamic, and emotionally rich. But its rise sparks a conversation worth exploring. Has magenta become America's most influential warm jewel tone? Or does classic red still dominate the cultural palette? Drop a comment below, Team Magenta or Team Classic Red, and help shape where Rubellite stands in the national color movement. Rarity adds further momentum to its ascent. Fine Rubellite with stable color and good clarity has always been limited, especially stones sourced from Brazil, Madagascar, and Nigeria. Collectors value its durability, strong saturation, and gemstone prestige, but the larger luxury market is discovering something else. Rubellite's hue aligns with the 2026 creative renaissance, sweeping through fashion, interior decor, and digital media. More than a gemstone, Rubellite has become a symbol of bold self-expression. Its magenta radiance reflects the themes defining this year: creativity, individuality, and the empowerment to wear color unapologetically. As America embraces richer jewel tones, Rubellite Tourmaline claims its place as a defining force in the warm color revival. Tap like if magenta deserves to rival blue and green in America's 2026 jewel tone takeover. Next is a gemstone whose cobalt brilliance is rewriting the rules of cool tone luxury, an electrifying shade rising even faster across the country. Ranked fourth, Cobalt Blue Spinel. The high-voltage blue redefining America's jewel tone obsession in 2026. As America continues its deep dive into jewel tone culture in 2026, one shade of blue rises above the rest: a high-voltage, intensely saturated cobalt. This unmistakable color belongs to Cobalt Blue Spinel, a gemstone once overlooked but now commanding sudden attention across the U.S. design and jewelry landscape. Its electrifying hue represents the next evolution of cool tone luxury: bold, modern, and uncompromisingly vivid. Cobalt Blue Spinel stands apart from Sapphire or Zircon, not because it imitates them, but because it surpasses them in purity. Its tone is unapologetically blue. No violet interference, no greenish undertone, just a crystalline cobalt that hits the eye with immediate intensity. This clarity of color is precisely what resonates with Americans in 2026. As design trends shift toward clean palettes, sharp contrasts, and jewel tones that feel graphically powerful. In jewelry studios from New York to Portland, Cobalt Blue Spinel is being celebrated as the new electric blue. Designers are using it to build futuristic collections featuring geometric silhouettes, minimalist bezels, and modernist metalwork. The stone's bold saturation meshes perfectly with contemporary aesthetics, turning it into one of the most sought-after cool-tone gems of the year. Under macro lighting, the gemstone behaves like a drop of liquid color, deep, reflective, and impossibly intense. In cinematic footage, it seems to glow with an internal neon charge, making it a visual magnet on social media. This is the kind of jewel tone that demands attention, pauses scrolling, and pushes viewers to rewatch clips simply to understand how a natural gemstone can look so vibrant. Its dramatic rise also generates a conversation sparking interest across gem communities. Will cobalt become the dominant blue of 2026, replacing the traditional sapphire standard? Drop a comment below, cobalt or sapphire, and see which blue truly owns the year. But what elevates cobalt blue spinel further is its rarity. Sources capable of producing top-grade cobalt stones, especially those from Vietnam and Tanzania, are limited. High saturation material without gray undertones is notoriously difficult to find. As demand spikes across American luxury markets, collectors are beginning to recognize its potential as one of the most significant cool-tone gemstones of the decade. This scarcity enhances its desirability, but its aesthetic impact is what anchors it firmly in 2026's jewel tone movement. Cobalt embodies confidence, clarity, and modern luxury, three pillars shaping America's new relationship with color. As the nation leans into saturated cool tones, cobalt blue spinel emerges not just as a participant, but as a leader. Tap like if cobalt blue deserves to rise even higher in America's 2026 jewel tone era. After that surge of cobalt, the next gemstone brings us to the most vivid natural green the jewel tone world has to offer. Ranked third, Tsavorite Garnet, the vivid green powerhouse. Leading America's jewel tone renaissance in 2026. When sunlight breaks through rainforest canopy, it creates a green so vivid it looks illuminated from within. Tsavorite Garnet carries that exact natural intensity, a hyper-green brilliance that is becoming America's favorite symbol of renewal in the 2026 jewel tone movement. Tsavorite stands out for its unmatched saturation. Unlike traditional emeralds, which often carry inclusions and softer tones, Tsavorite delivers a clean, neon-like green that feels both natural and intensely modern. The color is pure, concentrated, and visually magnetic, qualities that align perfectly with 2026 design philosophy: clarity, brightness, and fearless color expression. This year, Tsavorite is becoming the crown jewel of cool tone palettes across the U.S. fashion houses in New York. Chicago and San Diego are building entire collections around its high chroma green. Jewelers favor it for its durability, brilliance, and consistency, a combination rarely found in naturally green gemstones. Its fire, higher than many expect from a garnet species, adds a layer of sparkle that catches light with captivating precision. Savor it under daylight, its color glows like polished rainforest greens. Under studio lighting, it sharpens into a saturated neon, creating macro footage that captures attention instantly. This makes Tsavorite one of the most reshared, rewatched gemstone colors across digital platforms in 2026, especially among audiences seeking bold, energizing visuals. But Tsavorite's rise is not driven by aesthetics alone. It reflects a broader cultural shift. Americans are gravitating toward colors symbolizing growth, stability, and renewal, values tied closely to the modern mindset of 2026. The vibrancy of Tsavorite green communicates confidence without arrogance, luxury without excess. It feels fresh, intentional, and deeply aligned with the year's evolving color psychology. Its rarity adds another dimension to its momentum. High-quality Tsavorite sources in Tanzania and Kenya produce stones of extraordinary saturation, but supply remains limited. Large, clean stones have become especially difficult to secure, leading collectors and luxury buyers to view Tsavorite as one of the most important green gemstones of the decade. This scarcity fuels its rising prestige, placing it well above many traditional green gem options in value perception. This surge raises a debate shaping the jewel tone narrative. Should vivid green lead the 2026 color revolution, or does electric blue still dominate American taste? Comment green or blue below. The results will show the direction of America's next big color shift. If vivid green deserves a place at the top of the jewel tone movement, tap like to support Tsavorite's rise. Leaving this hyper-natural green, we enter the realm of neon fire, the gemstone that set a new global standard for color. Ranked second, Paraiba Tourmaline, the neon-bright phenomenon electrifying America's jewel tone. Future in 2026. Paraiba doesn't glow because of light, it glows because of chemistry. Its copper-rich neon blue burns like a cold flame, trapped inside the gemstone. A radiance so unnatural-looking that it feels futuristic. In 2026, this electrifying tone is redefining the entire jewel tone spectrum in America. Paraiba's defining trait is its unmistakable glow. The gemstone's copper-rich chemistry produces a hue often described as liquid neon, a luminous blend of turquoise, blue, and electric green that appears almost internally lit. Under strong illumination, Paraiba doesn't just sparkle, it flares, sending light outward in a way no other natural gemstone can replicate. This is the jewel tone that stops people mid-scroll, mid-walk, mid-conversation. In 2026, that glow has become a cultural symbol. Designers in Miami, New York, and Los Angeles are centering entire high-luxury collections around the Paraiba palette. Rings framed by sculptural gold, pendants shaped like droplets of neon light, earrings designed to capture movement and radiance. Its vibrancy aligns perfectly with America's shift toward expressive, high-saturation jewel tones that feel bold, modern, and unmistakably alive. On camera, Paraiba becomes a visual event. Macro lenses reveal a gemstone that behaves more like electric water than solid mineral. Light seems to ripple through it. In 4K slow motion, the stone's internal glow intensifies until it resembles a small, contained burst of neon. This cinematic presence has transformed Paraiba into one of the most viral gemstone colors of early 2026, dominating reels, product showcases, and color-driven ad campaigns. But its rise sparks a powerful discussion within the gem world. Should the stone that changed global color standards be crowned the #1 jewel tone of 2026? Drop a comment, Paraiba #1 or Paraiba #2, and see how the community ranks this electric icon. Rarity is another driving force. Fine Paraiba from Brazil's legendary mines has always been scarce. Even Mozambique's brighter deposits cannot meet the surging demand. As American buyers chase neon luxury, prices have risen sharply, especially for stones with strong saturation and high clarity. Collectors view Paraiba not just as a gemstone, but as a generational phenomenon, rare in its chemistry, rarer in its glow, and unmatched in its visual power. Paraiba Tourmaline embodies everything that defines the 2026 jewel tone era: boldness, luminosity, futurism, and emotional color intensity. Its glow symbolizes the new American aesthetic: fearless, radiant, and unmistakably modern. Tap-like. If Paraiba's neon light deserves the top position in America's 2026 jewel tone takeover. And now, the countdown reaches the final jewel. A stone whose deep regal blue has shaped centuries of art, culture, and luxury, and is taking over America once again. In first place, royal blue sapphire, the reigning jewel tone, defining America's 2026 luxury identity. At the top of America's jewel tone revolution stands a color that has dominated empires, inspired artists, and shaped the definition of elegance for centuries: royal blue. And in 2026, this iconic shade returns stronger than ever through the gemstone that embodies it with unmatched authority: royal blue sapphire. No other stone captures the essence of jewel tone prestige more completely, nor exerts as much influence over America's new era of color-driven luxury. Royal blue sapphire commands attention not through neon intensity or unusual optical effects, but through pure chromatic power. Its tone is deep yet luminous, saturated yet balanced, a perfect midpoint between midnight richness and daylight clarity. This equilibrium creates a color that feels timeless and modern simultaneously, making it the ultimate statement in a year where Americans are choosing hues that express confidence, sophistication, and cultural presence. In 2026, royal blue sapphire has become the cornerstone of premium design. High jewelry houses in New York and Paris are anchoring their flagship collections around its regal tone. American designers describe it as the color of decisive elegance, pairing it with yellow gold for classic warmth, platinum for icy modernism, and bold sculptural settings that amplify its monumental presence. Royal blue sapphire absorbs light and returns it with a velvety glow, subtle, controlled, and impossibly deep. In macro videography, the gem reveals layers of blue that feel almost atmospheric, as if the viewer is looking into the depth of an ocean rather than a stone. This ability to create emotional gravity is why royal blue sapphire dominates luxury advertising campaigns and high-end product reels across the US in 2026. Its return to prominence also carries symbolic weight. In a year defined by renewed ambition and expressive color, Americans are gravitating towards shades that convey stability and strength. Royal blue represents trust, depth, and clarity, qualities resonating strongly with consumers over 30 who seek jewel tones that feel meaningful, not just beautiful. However, its position at number one sparks a passionate debate across the gem community. Should tradition define the top of the 2026 jewel tone era, or should neon innovation take the crown? Rarity adds another dimension. Fine royal blue sapphires from Sri Lanka and Madagascar with strong saturation and even tone remain highly sought after, especially larger stones with natural clarity. Their enduring prestige, paired with rising 2026 demand, reinforces sapphire's status as the most culturally influential jewel tone gemstone of the year. Tap like if royal blue sapphire deserves its place at number one in America's 2026 jewel tone takeover. And with that, the countdown reaches its crown, where history, color, and modern luxury converge into a single unforgettable shade. And that concludes the colors shaping America's visual identity in 2026. 15 jewel tone gemstones, each with its own fire, history, and emotional signature, rising together to redefine how the country sees luxury, design, and self-expression. Whether your favorite won the top spot or surprised you along the way, one thing is clear. America has entered a new color era where bold tones replace neutrals and gemstones aren't just accessories, they're statements. If you enjoyed exploring these colors, tell me in the comments which gemstone spoke to you the most and which one you believe will dominate 2027. Your insights shape the direction of this series, and I read every comment. And if you'd like to go deeper into the world of rare stones, value secrets, market shifts, legendary mines, and color psychology, there's an entire universe ahead. The next episode begins soon, and trust me, the story only gets more fascinating from here. Thanks for watching. The color journey continues.